Hello and welcome back to SciTi Tech. In this video, I'm going to show you to make a DIY Fume Extractor PC cooling fans and cardboard with using a few simple parts. Let's get started. And these are the items you're going to need to make for this project. The items you're going to need is some cardboard tubes, some PC cooling fans, a female input DC jack, a slide switch, and a 12-volt power supply. And you're going to need a metal clothes hanger. Now let's go and assemble this project and let's get started. A very important step that you must follow to orientate the fans correctly and have the correct airflow is to follow these arrows. If you align all the arrows correctly, that will be the direction of the airflow, which means the air will flow through the tube this way and come out the other end, following the direction of the airflow of the fans. Next, I'm going to take a generous amount of hot glue and put on the perimeter of the tubes. Carefully glue the fan into place. Make sure that the fan blades don't touch the glue, otherwise the fan blades will be stuck. Next, take some more hot glue and put it around the perimeter. Doing this will make it more secure and more airtight. And there, should look just like this. And now repeat the same process with the rest of the tubes and fans. As you can see, this fan is slightly different, so I have to be careful with these fans to glue them into place so that way I don't get the fan blades stuck. Place them in just like this and do it one by one. And there, she'll look just like this when complete. And now you may be wondering, why are there cut marks and why is there tape around the tubes? Well, that's because of what I was talking about before, is that I accidentally glued the fan blades in place. So what I had to do is cut the tubes open and physically remove some of the excess glue and move the fan blades and check them to make sure these still work. And now, since this tube is complete, I have an idea of where I want to put it. I have the idea of putting it right here, so that way I can be able to have it go directly out the window. Have it positioned just perfectly on my workbench, let the solder fumes pass through the tube, and it goes right out the window, and it goes directly outside. That's a good idea of how to do it, which is one option that I may choose. Next, what I need to do is connect these PC cooling fans together. And as you can see, the wires are a little too short, and same problem over here as well. So what I need to do is get some longer wires and connect them together. Next, I'm going to take this negative wire, that's an extended wire, put a shrink tube on it, and have the wires solder tinned on both ends. And I want to connect the negative to negative. Solder it together. And I'll take the shrink tube and place it over the exposed wires. And I'll shrink the tube, and I'll repeat the same process with the positive wire. A useful idea is to take the two wires and place it through the screw holes of the PC cooling fans. Doing this will make the wires more organized. And I'll connect these wires together, which just barely fits. Connect the positive to positive and the negative to negative. Take the two negatives, twist the wires together. Same thing with the positive. And then take the female DC input jack. Connect the positive to positive, negative to negative to those two exposed wires. Solder it into place, and there, she'll look just like this. And I also add some tape to tape down the wires. Doing this will make it more organized. Next, I'm going to take the wire separator and remove the insulation on the center part of the wire. Take a X-Acto knife and carefully peel off the insulation. And there, the wire is now exposed. Clean off the excess insulation. Solder tin it. And there, the wire is now solder tinned, which means the wire is now perfectly exposed. And now take the negative to negative, solder it together. Twist that wire just a little bit to make it easier to solder together. And there, those wires are now soldered. Add a little bit more solder to guarantee it stays in place. And there, it should look just like this. Repeat the same process with the positive wire. Off-centering the wires like this prevents any risk of short circuits. Add some hot glue to glue down the wire and insulate the wire. And there, it should look just like this. Next, I'm going to go and take the input, position it just like this, and glue it into place, making sure those wires stay separated. And there, it should look just like this. And now it's time to test it out. I have right here the 12-watt power supply, plug it into the workbench, and then connect it to the PC cooling fans. And there, as you can hear, it works. As you can see, the idea will work by placing the tube right here and the fumes goes out the window, and the level will work. But I think I have another idea that I would much prefer. This idea is option 1, otherwise option 2 would to take this tube and hang it onto this garage rail with using this metal clothes hanger. And the idea is to hang it just slightly underneath the rail and attach the clothes hanger directly to these little holes, which will hold it into place, and then the top of the clothes hanger will hook onto the garage rail. And that way, this tube will be directly over the workbench. Next, I'm going to take these wire cutters and cut it directly in the center of the clothes hanger. Right here, just like this. Cut it. And I'll take some pliers and bend some hooks. Just like this. Reposition it. Bend it more of a hook, where it looks just like this. And this top of that clothes hanger will hang onto the garage rail. Modify it just a little bit to ensure it stays in place better. And there, option 2 is now ready to be used. Take these hooks and place it through the holes of the PC cooling fan. Put it through just like this. Do the same thing on the opposite side. And there, it should look just like this. Next, I'm going to take this clothes hanger and wedge it onto the tube. Doing this will allow the clothes hanger to stay in place, and it will cause the tube to stay straight and it doesn't wobble. And now let's go ahead and hang it onto the garage rail. Hang it on just like this. And as you can see, it stays in place very well and it doesn't wobble. It can move side to side, which is perfect, and the height is actually perfect. And now let's go ahead and test it out, plug in the power supply, and as you can see, I didn't really need a slide switch. It's easier to just plug it in and out, just like this. And now test it out, and as you can see, it works very well. And all of the solder fumes are going straight up into the tube, even when I'm doing the solder at a very low level. Placing it at a very far distance, goes right up the tube. Closer distance, still goes up the tube. Off to the side, just a little bit, still goes up the tube. Yeah, as you can see, this works very well. So, solder fumes go up, straight through the tube, goes past the fans, all the way to the tube, and it goes straight up to the ceiling. When it goes up there, it won't go in my face, which is good enough. Of course, going out the window will be even better, but this is good enough for me. Because when it goes up to the ceiling, I won't have to breathe it. And there you have it. Now you know how to make your very own DIY solder fume extractor PC cooling fan and cardboard with using a few simple parts such as cardboard tubes and some PC cooling fans. Thank you for watching SciTech Tech. I hope you learned something new, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and of course click on the bell icon to be notified of future SciTech Tech videos. To the next tech, goodbye.